You push through the overgrown paths of the abandoned megazoo, leaves rustling in the eerie quiet. Up ahead, the grand mansion stands ivy creeping up its walls and shattered windows hinting at past wild parties. Curious about what's left? Hidden stories and echoes of a wild world that's long gone.
Joe Exotic is celebrating a big win from federal prison. His murder for hire sentence has been overturned, but that doesn't mean he's getting out of prison anytime soon.
Back in 2019, Joe Exotic, the notorious star of the Tiger King documentary and owner of the Wynwood Exotic Animal Park, was convicted on 2 counts of murder for hire. These charges were related to his schemes to harm fellow big cat enthusiast Carol Baskin. Alongside these charges, he faced 17 counts related to animal mistreatment. In 2020, a federal judge sentenced him to 22 years in prison. The zoo, once owned by Joe, is now in the hands of Carol Baskin. Since she took over, the place has been left to decay and won't ever be a zoo again. Despite the chaos and controversies surrounding both Carol and Joe, today's focus is on Joe's abandoned home and zoo. The place is a ghost town now, left in disarray. At Joe Exotic's former zoo, things are in bad shape. The property is filled with remnants of what used to be, including tiger enclosures and Joe's old trailers. Vandals have made their mark, leaving behind a mess. Inside Joe's house, it's clear that the place has seen better days. It's been trashed, with belongings scattered around. Many of the items look like they were part of the show, adding to the eerie feeling of seeing them in such a state. The house has all sorts of things lying around. Personal items, household goods, and even some old tiger-themed decorations. The kitchen is particularly messy, with insulation everywhere and plates still left in the cupboards. It's a strange sight, seeing Joe's kitchen in this condition. Joe Exotic's house reveals a scene of chaos. Clothes and personal items are scattered around, and there's even a signed "Justice for the Cat's" shirt, which adds a touching reminder of Joe's life before everything went wrong. The place has clearly seen better days. Personal belongings like boots hint at Joe's past, but the house is in shambles. The den area, with its checkerboard floors, used to be a lively spot, but now feels empty and unwelcoming. The house is beyond repair, suffering from water damage and decay, and even has an old radiator on the roof, a strange detail from before it fell apart. The park still has signs of its past, including old food containers and equipment. There are remnants of animal care, with food storage spots for kangaroos and camels, and abandoned cages for monkeys. Old toys and sleeping areas in these cages show how the animals once lived. Some enclosures are still intact, giving a glimpse into the park's former life. Graffiti on the walls like, "If Carol killed her husband, clap your hands," adds a strange twist to the place. Vandalism is everywhere, and signs like "No smoking" feel ironic given the state of the property. Plywood scattered around might have been used for smaller animals like llamas, but it wouldn't hold up against bigger cats. One building still has a freezer, which might have been used to store meat for the animals. There are also several animal enclosures scattered around, including some for monkeys. Old toys and feeding areas are still visible, showing where the animals once played and ate. Some of the enclosures have high fences and small access points, designed to keep animals from escaping. These might have housed larger cats or other big animals in the past. The setup includes a variety of cages, some with features like ramps and ropes that would have suited monkeys or smaller cats. There's a small pond on the property with additional cages nearby. It's clear that this area was once bustling with various animals. The cages are in disrepair, but their original purpose is still evident. Some look like they were used for larger cats, while others might have been for smaller animals. The scale of the zoo becomes apparent. The place is huge, with numerous enclosures scattered throughout. Even though the property is in bad shape, the size and layout give a sense of how active and lively the zoo must have been during its prime. Exploring the park reveals glimpses of its past life and the wide range of animals that were once housed here. The exploration continues deeper into the park, where the remnants of the past are evident. The numbers on the cages, like 84 and 74, hint at a time when this place was full of larger animals. The cages are much bigger, suggesting they once housed substantial creatures. Although it's not clear exactly what kinds of animals were here, It's known that Joe Exotic had a huge number of big cats, probably in the triple digits. The layout shows a mix of safety features and questionable design. The gates are tall, but seem flimsy, not ideal for keeping in large predators. One gate is so low that it wouldn't be secure if a big cat tried to push against it. A personal story adds a layer to the visit. A connection is made with Joe Exotic through a friend's grandpa who once knew him. It's striking how the park, once bustling, is now deserted. The place still gives off a zoo-like vibe, with the sounds of what could be missing animals echoing in the empty spaces. Walking further, the end of the park shows more signs of neglect. The fences are broken, and some enclosures are barely standing. Among the cages are remnants of what were once vibrant habitats. Some are made of cinder blocks, while others have ramps and blankets, suggesting various animal needs and comfort. The bamboo jungle area is especially intriguing, with more cages hidden behind it. This area might have been for the larger or more exotic animals, considering the tall fences and the space for climbing. One notable spot is where Joe Exotic filmed many of his music videos. This main cage area was featured prominently in the show, and it's where some of the dramatic scenes took place. The setup is still visible, including places where monkeys might have taunted tigers across the enclosures. The tour concludes at the gift shop area, which includes an office space with a few desks. There's also a bird cage where visitors could feed birds, such as parakeets and parrots. The exploration wraps up with a look at a unique tree, possibly a transplant, standing out in the landscape. The blend of decay and memories paints a vivid picture of a once thriving, now forgotten attraction. The gift shop next to the park is a surprising find. Stepping inside reveals a room filled with memorabilia from the infamous Tiger King era. It's packed with writing about Carole Baskin, which seems to be a big topic of discussion here. Many notes on the walls are filled with theories and conspiracy about her, reflecting the ongoing fascination and drama surrounding her. The shop also showcases some unusual items, like bowling balls, which were apparently used as toys for the big cats. There are even some ramps and benches that look like they belong in a cemetery, adding to the eerie atmosphere. It's curious where Joe Exotic sourced all these peculiar items from. Nearby, there's a cage with a tire and more bowling balls. These items were likely part of enrichment activities for the animals. Another spot has a heater and some peanuts, suggesting it was designed to provide warmth and comfort for the monkeys during colder days. This indicates that despite the park's chaotic reputation, there was some level of care for the animals. Walking through the park, there are signs warning about dangerous enclosures. This reflects past incidents, such as when an employee lost an arm in one of the cages, an event that added to the park's notorious history. The park still has plenty of cages, some of which were clearly for larger animals, while others, like the bird bunker, are more specialized. The tour wraps up as it circles back to the starting point, near Joe Exotic's house. Despite the overgrown areas making parts of the park inaccessible, the exploration gives a glimpse into the park's wild past. The final impression is one of a place that, while now abandoned, still holds a lot of stories and remnants from its eccentric and controversial past. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures, and drop a comment with your thoughts. Catch you in the next video.